Hi there, greetings. Welcome to Luminous Goddess Vibes. I'm Elika Aird and happy winter solstice. And it's getting a little dark. It's almost 4:30 here in California and I was thinking, "Oh my gosh, I need to hurry up and film this video because I'm going to lose the light." And I realized this is the perfect time. I lit some candles, got my salt lamp going, and really the lighting is perfect. And you might also have things that come up where you doubt and question the alignment of things, and you think, I'm too whatever, too old, too late, to whatever, go to school, have a family, whatever it is, think I'm too limited in resources. And I want you to see if you can let that go. This solstice energy is about the energy of letting go, dissolving with this darkness that we are feeling today. Today's the day of the most darkness, or the shortest day of the year. I keep saying it in relation to the solstice, right? The summer solstice is the longest day of the year, and then winter solstice is the shortest day of the year. But it is the day that we connect to darkness, right? So there's less light and more darkness. And now we're going to move towards more light. And so one of the phrases that I'm always inspired by is the words of Nichiren Daishonin. And he reminds us that winter always turns to spring. And so you might be feeling this darkness in a way that affects you on a deep level, right? It might really affect, how you feel in the world, your mood, your emotions, and it might be tough. There's something called seasonal. I think it's affected disorder depression, and or just simply seasonal depression. And that is a real thing, when we get less light, less sun, and also less vitamin D, we feel that. It can make us feel a little more sullen. And so we got to do things to, really help us to lift the mood, if you don't want to sink into that place. And sometimes there's a time for grief and for sinking in that dark kind of murky, muddy feeling, and then there's a time for rebirth. And so right now we're moving towards this energy of rebirth. And, it's a ways away. It's March that we'll have the spring equinox, and it's April. We'll have the spring equinox, and so that still might seem a long ways away, but every day, it really is encouraging to me to see every day a tiny bit more light. Like right now, I wake up very early in the morning, and I'm sometimes hesitant to go out in the dark to walk my dog, and then I just move forward and I give thanks to this new day, and I do chant Om Suraye Swaha, which is literally I bow, I honor, I celebrate this sun. So sometimes I can just see it a tiny bit, and instead of being worried or afraid because it's dark still, I really salute the day. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of a reading for this solstice, and maybe this can give you a new perspective and a new way to look at things, right? As you are in maybe some kind of dark or murky or just uncertain place that doesn't feel good, right? It's all the same. I've been thinking a lot about people who do the Tough Mudder, and I really wanted to do that. I was with a marathon team, and they were so hardcore, and I just was like a little hardcore, and they were like, "Yeah, let's do the Tough Mudder next year," and I was like, "Yeah," and then later I was like, "Nah." And people like that. It's like not only the grueling intensity and the challenge, but like getting dirty and in mud. Like some people really thrive on that kind of, workout and just adrenaline rush. And I just don't. I don't like mud and dirt. One day I'm going to go to like one of those mud bath places and luxuriate in mud. And maybe it'll shift my desire to get into those muddy, murky places and do, one of those crazy races like Tough Mudder. Who knows? Anyway, so I'm coming to give you a little wisdom. I meditated and pulled cards and did some pranams. These are prostrations where you're letting go of the thinking mind and you're coming to the earth. And so just getting very grounded to read what the energy of the collective needs. And so, I try to interpret them best I can. And so maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. It's all good. This channel is growing, and I'm excited to see, couple new subscribers every other day and seeing what people want. And I know some of you want more yoga and practices, so I'll be adding that in also. Okay, so the tarot card that I pulled is the 10 of Swords. And they put a quote. I love this deck. This is the Modern Witch deck. And it says, everything is fine. And so it's a little bit tongue-in-cheeky here. And it's like, she's like dying. I love this. Like, she's on her phone and she's like dying. And also note there's no blood, right? So it means like she's having some battles, which the swords actually mean it's mental. It's more of a mental battle. And it's probably because she's on her phone too much, because she's like pierced by swords and still texting like help. But she's probably not saying help. She's like, are we meeting tonight? Because I had plans and I want to just make sure that you got my text. So anyway, so it means she's a little overthinking here. But still everything is fine, right? So you might feel battered, you might feel bruised, you might feel really overwhelmed by life. And this card is saying like there's a spark, and that sunset, the red in the back is symbolizing that sunrise, that the sun is coming and there's hope here. So that's what this card represents. And so for this, we're going to affirm some of these cards and bring this energy that we wish into our life. I'm just going to go through them really quick, and then we'll do affirmations. Okay, so we also have the card Maeve, which is a goddess card representing cycles and rhythms. And it says that you should honor the cycle of your body, energy levels, and emotions. And especially this winter time, you might be feeling, right, like you have so much to do. I have so much to do, but I'm also honoring the need to rest, the need to do less. Tell people, no, I'm busy. I have to attend to myself. And then also taking time for reflection, right? Just as the world is in more of this dark, more contracted place, then we also are invited to do the same, like not be like contracted where you're tense and cratchety, but contracted so where you're like going inward and, maybe journaling more, writing, in prayer, meditation, practicing yoga, or just taking naps, right? Meditation is a good one to definitely do every day during this time. And so the next card is Hathor, which represents receptivity. And that's also a very womb-like and solstice theme of receptivity, right? So if you feel like you don't deserve to rest, you're going to keep doing. And that's activation. And we are asked to receive, right? Receive compliments, receive gifts, receive people helping you, receive support. So the goddess Hathor is asking you to receive. And then I love this card. I've been pulling this lately. I've been doing readings for folks, and it's divine order. Ashe. The Archangel Raguel says that everything is how it needs to be right now. Right? So whether you are in this dark, murky place and it feels kind of hopeless, or you are in this place of hope and magic and wonder and excitement about 2021, and you're not worried about all these things, talking about the conjunction of Pluto and, Jupiter and Saturn, this great conjunction everybody's talking about. And so there's some great and amazing things that you could be excited about. And then there's also the other side of being scared, and it's a little bit of doom and gloom added to it. So you get to choose what perspective you want to lean towards. And hopefully you can trust whatever that is. It's all divine. Okay. And so then the final two cards are from the Ayan Levanzant deck, and I really love this. And these are questions that can get you thinking. One is, how can you avoid feeling overwhelmed? And I feel like this card connects to the receptivity card. And how about receiving, right? Receiving help, receiving advice, receiving just love. so you do not feel overwhelmed. And then this card goes with this. It says, where in your life are there incomplete commitments? About 6 months ago, I had a lot of those things. But this last few months has really given me the energy, the resilience, the wisdom to move forward and complete these things, or just say, okay, I'm done. Like, quit holding on to these stories, dreams, whatever, if you're not going to put the energy behind it. That's what I was doing, the opposite of talking about it, right? And not putting in the work and the effort, and having these kind of half-assed intentions and not really believing I could even do it. It was very deep. I will have to save that for another video. But so when you have incomplete commitments and that's hanging over you, and there may be like in the back these dreams I wish I could do, I thought I could do, who knows. But sometimes that also can contribute to our sense of feeling overwhelmed. So however you identify with these cards, we're going to do some affirmations, or you can join me if you'd like, okay? So just sitting tall, and I'll just take a pause every once in a while if you'd like to read it back and affirm. Inhale, exhale through the mouth, and just feel this energy of the solstice. Fuck. Exhaling through the mouth. I was supposed to have music playing right now, but that's okay. I'm gonna just keep it going. Until I'm famous and have thousands of subscribers, I'm gonna choose to not sweat the small stuff. Okay, let's begin. Although I might feel battered and bruised, I am not defeated. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale through your mouth. Although I might feel battered and bruised, I am not defeated. I am a perfectly divine reflection of the Most High. Creator, Source, God, Goddess. When I feel resistance or feel stuck or frustration, I will trust this is all part of this cycle of life, part of nature, which I am a part. I'll say that again so you have time to repeat. When I feel resistance or stuck or frustration, I will trust that this is all part of nature and the cycle of life, which I am a part. And I know that things must die to then be reborn. Within nature and within myself. Even when I do not see the outward manifestation, I trust rebirth and renewal are happening deep, deep down beneath the surface. I trust in each moment that all is truly in divine order. I am continually and constantly open and receptive to receive my divine inheritance. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale through the mouth. I speak my truth and have healthy boundaries. I release stories of my wounds, shadows, and traumas that might hold me back. As I release the stories, I live and speak and walk in greater peace. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. And the last part, as I allow myself to receive more, because it is my birthright, I have time and space and can ignite the flame that inspires me to complete unfinished business and tasks that are needed. Or I can remove them permanently from my to-do list. Bringing your hands to your heart. And let's affirm that we would like to make a heart list instead of a to-do list. So we're listening, going into this internal space. Think about the darkness within your heart and how vast that darkness is. If you've not heard this wonderful statistic of the vibration or the electromagnetic current of your heart is 10,000 times more powerful than the current of your brain. So that means there's some powerful things we can accomplish if we all tap into this heart space. Can you imagine if we were all in tuned, not just with this energy, and not this from like an emotional, romantic place even. It's not that. It's deep heart wisdom. It's called entrainment. It's this synchronicity that happens, this alignment, this attunement that happens when we are balanced here, right? And it's hard to articulate in just these few words, but you know it when you feel it. So just sit for a moment and feel this heart space. Tune into this darkness. Let it comfort you. Let it nurture you like the dark, fertile soil of the earth, connected to the Great Mother, Gaia, Pachamama, however you call her, Mother Nature. So there'll be a meditation right after this for you to enjoy. And I just want to give you a quote from a wonderful teacher named Zenju Angeline Manuel. And she's an author and a Buddhist monk. And she says this, so powerful, for embracing the physical darkness, the the emotional darkness, mental, any kind of darkness in our minds, in our emotional well-being, right? And as well as the physical, external, environmental darkness, right? All these different ways that we can have struggles. It can feel uncomfortable. So I really love her wonderful perspective on darkness. Resting in the darkness that we know. We know darkness. We can't articulate the light that we're running to. And she says, I think we're at this time where we can learn to sit in darkness long enough, like getting marinated, becoming seasoned, and then coming and taking action. I think we're at a time in the world where we can learn how to do this. We truly can. And not rush out too soon from this darkness or too fast. When we hit that dark moment in our lives, we might feel like it is unbearable because we don't know how to be in it. And it becomes even more unbearable. And the suicide rate goes up because that person does not know how to be in the darkness. So, one way is listening, tuning in to our breaths, to our hearts, and sitting in this darkness. So I hope you'll stay for the meditation. Thank you for supporting Luminous Goddess Vibes. Peace, bless.